Hey Seahawks fans, welcome to Hawk Talk. Every week we are going to take you inside UNC Wilmington basketball with interviews, highlights, behind the scenes looks, stats, standings, and more. The Seahawks open the regular season Friday night up in Boone against Appalachian State. But first they played an exhibition game Saturday night against North Greenville. We'll get to those highlights in just a minute, but first let's turn it over to Aaron, who caught up with the team on Media Day.
1, 2, 3.
Media Day serves as a meet and greet where the world gets their first glimpse at what their team's going to look like. For UNCW men's basketball, that day should have come with name tags. The Seahawks will roster 7 new faces to go along with their 8 returning players.
This team kind of clicked, man, because we got good guys. The guys that came in, the new guys are really good guys, man. You know, they just want to win. They want to be a part of a team. They want to be a part of something special.
Media Day is also a day where players and coaches dish out their goals, their expectations, and all their style changes.
Finally, we've kind of got the pieces that we can play half-court defense the way I've always wanted to play half-court defense.
They made sure my shooting form was good. On tape, my elbow was getting a little bit out at ECU, so they looked at the old tape and they corrected that, and I should be in the 70% this year.
But for the players, Media Day is also a day where the on-court pressures are off and the cameras are on.
Man, I don't like the cameras.
They call me too cool, man, I guess because of my personality.
And we've got a lot of guys who are jokesters, you know.
Yeah, I like to have fun, man. I got a great personality, man. I love having fun, man. That's all I want to do. So
what we did learn at Media Day is that the pregame meals are going to have to come from 2 different restaurants.
Pre-game meal, I eat chicken parm. I love chicken parm for a game. I try to eat that all the time.
Yeah, I try to eat pancakes before every game. Just regular pancakes with maple syrup.
Thanks, Aaron. Well, the Seahawks open their regular season on Friday at Appalachian and then have their home opener Sunday against George Washington of the Atlantic 10. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from last Saturday's exhibition and see what you can expect from the Seahawks when the games count for real.
Entering the season, the Seahawks have several questions, and the good thing about it is they will get answers to those questions in the first 10 days. With 5 games against a variety of opponents, they're going to see some really good teams, some good players, different styles of play, and by the end of next week should have a pretty good handle on what type of team they have. You know, you look at the point guard situation, obviously Chad Tomko is banged up, underwent surgery for a stress fracture last week. However, his return to the court could happen sooner than later. In his absence, Johnny Wolf is handling the majority of the point guard duties. Johnny's solid in the half court, but doesn't present as many fast break or transition opportunities as Chad does. So it would be a slightly different, maybe slower pace for the Seahawks with Chad out. And I know Benny Moss is eager to get him back in the lineup, but at the same time doesn't want to rush him back. And the defensive scheme that Moss has implemented in the preseason has looked pretty good in the intra-squad scrimmage and looked good against North Greenville. From reports, it was also effective against Winthrop in the closed-door scrimmage. Now the question is, how is it going to work against aggressive guards? Appalachian State has a host of guards, as does Penn State, of course, with Taylor Battle, who's one of the top players in the country. The Moss also has some questions and some decisions to make on the perimeter, especially the small forward spot. Dominic Lacey has kind of been starting there, but you know, his play's been a little up and down. There's some good competition there. You know, all in all, this team has a lot of potential. It'll be interesting to watch it develop, and we look forward to doing that. Seahawks get underway Friday night at the home center on lovely new arena on the campus of Appalachian State there in picturesque Boone, North Carolina. Of course, the city is all abuzz, if you will, with the return of Buzz Peterson, former coach who went on from App State to stints at Tulsa, Tennessee, Coastal Carolina, and was most recently a scout working for his old friend and roommate Michael Jordan. Peterson inherited a pretty talented team. The bulk of the team that was here last year that UNCW put that amazing comeback against, and so it'll be very interesting to see what the Mountaineers look like with the new coach.
Well, that's it for this week. Be sure to visit starnewsonline.com for all the latest information on the Seahawks, and check out my blog for insight and analysis. Check back next Tuesday for another edition of Hawk Talk.